The problem when an oar lock broke and they lost an oar in the repechage was determined that that was due to tampering with their equipment, and they've been allowed to make a 7th lane in this final. So although we've had 3 races, 2 heats and a repechage, all 7 of the original entries go in the final. A marvellous week of rowing. And we're away. France nearest to us, then Chile, then Britain, then Australia, then Canada, then the United States, then New Zealand. And away they go, and is there a more magnificent sight in sport than that? There are the British in the foreground of the picture. Sally Hassan, Clive Roberts, Adam Cliff and Malcolm McGowan at 3, 4, at 4, 5, 6 and 7, really generating the power in the middle of the boat. But over this first couple of 100 meters, it'll take time to sort out the strong from the not quite so strong. And it's going to be a test of nerve and character, as well as the training that has gone in. Already the Chileans dropping back in lane 6, but then that's not to be surprised at. They're a pickup crew in a borrowed boat, and they've been 10 lengths slower than anyone else in the heats. Here's the real battle. Lane 5, Great Britain. Lane 4, Australia. Lane 3, Canada. And nothing at all between them. Colin Moynihan, the Member of Parliament for Lewisham East, coxing the British 8, will be well aware that he's got to nurse his crew through. They'll want to be there or thereabouts at 1,000 metres, stepping it up over the next 500, and then it'll be all out for the line. Britain nearest to the camera, then Australia beyond them, then marginally, I think, in the lead, Canada with the broad red hoops, on the far side, New Zealand. The United States, at the moment, out of the picture, back in 5th place. But so little between them that there is a lot of racing still to be done. These 8 shells, about 60 feet long, no more than 18 inches to 2 feet wide, and they have to carry something up to 7 times their own weight. There is very little in this at all. Canada from Australia. Great Britain still in the picture. These are the Canadians. The real battle still lies ahead. There Paul, the 38-year-old London solicitor who has coached the British 8, facing them for this game. And they hold 3rd place at the moment, with Australia 2nd and Canada leading. The Canadians narrowly beat the Americans at Lucerne in June, with East Germany 3rd, Britain 4th and France 6th, and that is good form. 1,000 metres, 2 minutes 51.12. The United States now beginning to show with the New Zealanders behind them. The United States have put in a burn and pulled themselves right back into the picture. New Zealand outside them, and there are going to be 5 crews dicing here for 3 medals. Nearest to us, Great Britain. The bowman, Duncan McDougall. Canada from Australia still. But we can look over the last 500 metres for Britain to try to emulate the performance of their 4 and come through in the later stages. At the moment, the Canadians lead. 2 brothers in their boat, Mark and Mike Evans, at 3 and 6. 4, 2 and 1 are Australia, the United States and New Zealand respectively. And this is going to be some final. Canada still lead. Nothing at all between Australia, the United States and New Zealand. Britain beginning to drop back a little. Canada still forging out. Canada looking strong and now very much in pole position with 500 metres to go. Then it's the United States, then it was New Zealand, then it was Australia. There go Britain, and now what have Britain got to offer in the last 500 metres? Colin Moynihan will be looking down the boat, past Alan Whitwell the stroke and Malcolm McGowan, who have to settle the rhythm, past John Pritchard at 6, who has to transmit the rhythm to the engine room. Adam Cliff, Clive Roberts and Salih Hassan behind him. And on up to the two men in the bow, Chris Mahoney and Duncan McDougall, who need the technique to cope when the boat bobs in the water. But it's Canada, followed by the United States, followed by New Zealand. And that's the order, with the Americans pressing, the New Zealanders pressing, and a tremendous race developing. Canada by half a length from the United States, another quarter of a length back New Zealand. The Australians trying to get back into it. And Britain, I think, are not going to make the medals now. It's Canada, it's the United States, and then it's New Zealand. And there is no sign of Canada cracking under the pressure, although the United States are being lifted by the home fans, and we have a real finish here. Canada with the United States coming through. Canada against the United States. The whole of the spectators here in the stands on their feet. The Canadians have held it. The United States second. Australia came through for third. New Zealand fourth. And Britain will be disappointed with fifth. Well, it was the final that we expected. A tremendous race, an awful lot of pressure, and some really class performances, with Canada in the end just having the strength and the resolution to hold off the challenge from the United States that must have made their hearts beat in the last 10 or 20 meters. Canada just had enough to creep over the line by a canvas from the United States.